tiny player pool to choose from, 3 big, beautiful Brazilians, and long shots for days. That was ridiculous. Welcome to the Indonesian Liga 1, where I will be taking over as manager of Madura United FC for 1 season. Will I be able to conquer the league with my
big, sweaty Indonesian lads?
Or will we crash and burn? Let's find out. The first thing I had to do as manager of Madura United was take a little looky-loo at my team. I stole a tactic like it was a prize-winning pig at the county fair and hit the ground running.
Hey, that's my pig.
It was a spicy 4-3-3 formation that nicely complemented our rowdy group of sweaty men. While our team was primarily built up of Indonesian players, the league would allow us 3 foreign players to round out the squad. And it just so happens that these 3 slots were also our 3 star players. Meet
the big, bold Brazilian trio.
First, we've got Cleberson Martins, our rock-solid center back who is the anchor of our team. He's a well-rounded, athletic defender who would hold down the fort and help keep all the balls out of our goal. Next, we've got Lulinha, a pacey winger with a touch of flair. He streaks up and down our right wing like a cheetah with his tail on fire. He's going to be bagging goals by the dozen. Lastly, we've got Jaja. He's a well-rounded center midfielder and a playmaker who will help dictate the tempo of our offense. Not only that, but he's got a spectacular name. Jaja. These studs would only take us so far, though. We need to dip into our piggy bank and tighten up our team. Looking over the squad, it seemed like we could use a bit of talent anywhere we could get it. We could probably use a new quality player in each third of the pitch. A striker, a midfielder, a right back, and a better keeper probably wouldn't hurt either. This would be easier said than done, though, since we had to stick to solely Indonesian players because of the league rules. Nonetheless, I got out Daddy's credit card and got to work, wheeling and dealing. This was harder than a brick in a blizzard, though. Players kept denying to join us, saying we weren't good enough or something. I'll show them, though. They'll see. Why does nobody want to join us? I don't know, we're cool. Anyways, after many attempts, we managed to sign 2 players on free transfer. Ricky Kayame, our new starting striker, standing at a mighty 5'4". This enormous lad would tear up our enemies' defenses, penetrating their penetrating their back line and scoring loads of goals. And Saya Rizal, he ended up just being a backup defender. Not much else really to say about him, honestly. He barely played. These signings were a start, but we still had work to do. We had plenty of cashola left in the bank and a hole burning in our pocket. So I kept slinging out contracts to all the best free agent Indonesian players, and I managed to land 2 more crucial signings. Nereus Alam, definitely pronounced that wrong. A hard-working center midfielder who would add some depth into our midfield. And not only that, he looks like a dad. Win-win if you ask me. And Henhen Herdiana, our new starting right back. He's nothing stellar, just a decent right back who would be a suitable upgrade to our defense. He'll get the job done. Now we're really starting to round this team together. Team's getting rounder than a bowl of oatmeal. Even though we had already signed 4 players to upgrade our squad, we still had a decent chunk of change left over since they were all free transfers. We had $70,000 still on the books for transfers and $550,000 for payroll. Sheesh, we were more loaded than a baked potato. With this stack of cash, we made our final 2 transfers of the window. We snagged Andy Sado, a stellar young center back with great physical attributes and loads of potential. He's gonna chase the opponents down like a hungry kid running after an ice cream truck. Lastly, we signed Paku Alum, our new big boy between the sticks. He's a solid keeper who's damn good at handling balls. My favorite skill to see in a man. But for now, though, the transfer window slammed shut and we were ready to get to business.
Looks like we're ready to take this season by storm.
We started off the season on shaky grounds. While we did win our first game 1-0 against Bali, we were inconsistent in form. We slipped downhill quick. We got a lucky 1-1 tie against Bandung where their goalie literally gifted us a free goal. He just gave us a goal. Look at that. What the? He just slapped it right back to him. Then we lost a disappointing 2-0 match to Burrito Patera. Things were getting out of hand quickly. I threw the water bottle like a preacher tosses holy water on a sinner. And take this.
No, not my fart.
And let me tell you, my team got the message loud and clear. First, we stuck it to Arema in a clinical 2-1 victory, a much-needed win to lighten the spirits of our team. Then, we tied Madura United 2-2. Not amazing, but not a loss. I'll take it. Oh my god, that was ridiculous. Here though, this moment, this was when our big, sweaty Indonesian men really started to get cooking. We were hitting these teams harder than a hobo hitting a ham sandwich, beating them down like they owed us money. We clobbered Surabaya in a 4-1 wild match where Kayame scored a hat trick in the first 10 minutes. Insane. Ooh, that was a little dinger. Then we glucked up Kediri 3-1, and I mean, just look at this goal. A one-timer, full volley, top cheddar from outside the box. Zuflandi, you're getting me aroused. Nice. These 2 wins, though, oh boy, they were just the start. We were about to embark on a win streak for the ages. So grab yourself a snack, a nice beverage, and strap yourself in, because we're about to get saucier than Grandma's secret mac and cheese recipe. We turned around and did the exact same thing to Semarang, handing them a 3-1 loss and sending them packing. High five! High five! Woohoo! Yeah! Now that's how you celebrate a win, baby. After that, we had 2 slightly tougher matches. We handled Bayangkara and Persikabo in 2 decisive 2-1 wins. Not quite the clobberings we were getting used to, but they were victories nonetheless. Nice. We felt on top of the world, absolutely unstoppable. And rightfully so, because we didn't show any signs of slowing down soon. We went back to tearing teams apart like a hound dog on a pork chop. We sucked up Solo 3-1 with Jaja scoring this absolute dinger. That was an absolute rocket. We yucked up Makassar 2-0, and we glucked up Tangerang 4-1. With this 10-game unbeaten streak, we had secured a spot at the top of the table, but not by much. Bandung and Jakarta were right behind us, with only a few points separating us. We needed to keep cooking, else they would be right there, ready to pounce. With that in mind, we got back to business. We had a handful of matches left to cruise on through before the mid-season transfer window. First, we goofed up Rands in an exciting 4-2 win. And take a look at this absolute dinger from Jaja. He hit that ball harder than a hurricane hitting a bayou. That was an absolute dinger. Whoa. But next, we squared up against Borneo. This match would end our win streak in incredible fashion. And by that, I mean a 0-0 draw. Bruh. Things were starting to unravel a bit. Sketchy, sketchy. Next, we had our first match of the Piala Indonesia Cup. A clinical 3-1 victory that would push us forward into the next round. Back to the league. We had 3 matches left until the transfer window opened up, and it was perfect timing. We started off hot against Jakarta, slapping them around in a tight 3-2 match. Bruh. That was a sweet, sweet little goal. But then we tied Sleman 1-1. Not ideal. And finally, we met our maker. What even was that? Bro, you guys gotta do better than that. What the heck? Semarang took it to us and beat us like we owed them money. They clapped us around 3-1 and sent us packing. I can't even believe it. We sucked. This skid came at the perfect time, though. The transfer window opened up and gave us a chance to spend the cash we had laying around. I dug into our piggy bank and shelled out the small chunk of coin we had set aside on an absolute gem of a player. We managed to sign Darren Sidol, a new star defender for our lineup. He was a top-tier player of the highest caliber for the Indonesian league, an absolute steal. He would slot in perfectly next to Kleberson and add a little bit of polish to our back line. Hopefully, this would help to course-correct our lads back to their winning form. With only $7,500 left in transfer cash and $138,000 left in payroll, we struggled to find anyone else worth signing, and inevitably, the transfer window shut back up again, locking in our team for the rest of the season. Alrighty, let's get her done, boy. Our first match back was against Persikabo. We absolutely dominated them in a satisfying 4-1 spanking. We were back to form right in time, too, because we had the next round of the Piala Indonesia Cup. 2 games against Gresik United. In the first game, we were red hot. We walloped them 3-1. Oh my god, that was insane. Booyah. The rematch, though, didn't go so well. They grinded us down in a disappointing 2-2 tie. Not our best showing, but it was just enough to push us into the next round. I'll take it. A tie's a tie. But before then, we had 1 league match to play against Bandung. They mopped the floor with us in a 3-1 thrashing. We gotta be better than that. We were spiraling. Our form was in the gutter. We lined up in the third round of the Piala Indonesia Cup for 2 matches against Sriwaha. Our first match ended in a 1-1 tie, making the second leg crucial. We desperately needed a win to continue. We did not make it easy on ourselves, though. We got 2 red cards in the first 10 minutes and then let them pummel us in a super disappointing but tight 2-1 loss. We didn't even make it to the playoffs of the cup. Embarrassing. Man, we got knocked out in like an own goal. I had had enough. I threw that water bottle like a hot potato. I hope you like your water tossed. Yeah. We had slipped down into 3rd place, and if we wanted to cinch the title, we needed to get back to business. The laddies got the message. We squared off against Bali and got straight to cooking. We yucked them up 5-2 and sent them home. Next, we demolished Tangerang 4-2, and then we crushed Rands 4-2 as well. This 3-game win streak, though, was then halted by Borneo in a 2-1 defeat. We were now in 2nd place. I could almost taste the silverware. So could the boys too, because they went back to slapping ass and kicking grass. We walloped Kadiri 3-0 and then Bayangkara 3-0 as well before losing again to Surabaya in a disappointing 2-1 loss. That sucks. With only 7 games left in the season, we were in 2nd place, locked in a title race tighter than 2 coats of paint. The lads put the pedal to the metal and kicked it into high gear. We beat Patera 2-0, a good start.
Let me put on my medicated Vaseline.
Bunny, you can't have any. Then we yucked up Makassar 3-1, followed by a 2-0 shucking of Persis Solo. Oh my god. 3 cheeky wins. Things were looking promising. In celebration, you can have a treat. Sit. Woohoo! Yeah. Not to mention, in our next match, we grinded out a spectacular 4-3 win against Arema Cronus, the current leaders of the pack. Now that's a win. We were now in 1st place with only 3 matches left in the season. All we had to do was win the next 3 games. That was it. First, we played Madura United. We dismantled them in a clinical 2-0 win. Next, we squared up against Sleman and also pieced them up in another 2-0 victory. The title was so close, I could taste it. All we had to do was beat Jakarta. Surely we could do that, right? Wrong. Jakarta absolutely had their way with us, glucking, sucking, yucking, and us in a 6-2 win, leaving us in 2nd place. Embarrassing. We suck. That's it. We lost. Now, if you liked the video, go subscribe, you nerds.